Hello there, I'm Bob Lagassa, and welcome to another episode of the Freeride Chronicles. We're standing here in Golden, British Columbia, which has a rich history in both the railroad and Swiss guiding community. The influence from the Swiss guides is still evident today, with the creation of the Canadian Mountain Guides Association and the birth of heli-skiing. Let's meet one of the pioneer heli guides, Rudi Gertsh.
I live for it. It's every day is a new day out in the mountains. Every day is different.
It has been almost 50 years since Purcell heli-skiing founder Rudi Gertsh started guiding in the Canadian Rockies.
I was a ski instructor and mountain guide, and I decided to travel around. And I always wanted to go to Canada, so in the summer of '66, I ended up in Banff, met Hans Moser, and ended up guiding climbers for the summer. And then he asked me to stay for the winter for the heli-skiing. So I decided I'll stay, see how this is all going to turn out, and ended up still standing here wondering how this is going to turn out here.
For a young guide, Rudi was extremely interested in being part of opening up new heli-ski areas.
And that's why I stayed, because it was for a young guy that was very challenging with a new frontier. And then in '74 I decided to spend more time a little closer to home rather than being gone all winter in one of the lodges. And so I ended up starting Purcell heli-skiing out of Golden here. Golden is in the heart of all the big mountains. To the east we have the Rockies, to the west we have the Purcells, the Selkirks. When I started in '74, there was very little tourism. There was no skiers would stay in Golden, and all the locals were laughing. They said, "This is going to start heli-skiing. We'll see how long he's going to be around."
That was more than 40 years ago. Now, Rudi is passing the torch to his son.
He'll be the third generation of guides. My dad was a guide too, and he was heli-skiing in the early '60s in Switzerland before I even came out here, because he was just as much fanatic about skiing as I am, and the same with Jeff. Jeff is my son. I took him out heli-skiing when he was 3, so at the age of 35 he already has 32 years of heli-ski experience, so he'll take it to the next level, him and Katie, and that's the greatest thing for me. I'm really excited to see. Hopefully I'll still be able to tag along for a few more days. To this day, I still feel, when I get out there, I live for it.
Freeride Chronicles brought to you by Rosignol. Freeride Chronicles brought to you by Obermeyer.
It's good to see that Rudi still loves guiding after all these years. Today, Golden is known as a winter destination retreat for snow sports enthusiasts. Just on the outskirts of town sits one of Canada's premier ski resorts. Let's check out Kicking Horse Mountain Resort.
Scenery here is second to none. I mean, it's kind of like being in Europe. It seems like you can see forever. I mean, everywhere you look, there's a different view that's prettier, actually.
We're right in the Rocky Mountain Trench, in between the Purcell Mountains and the Rocky Mountains. You've got stunning views. You can see 5 national parks from the top of it.
The highest point at Kicking Horse sits just over 8,000 feet, giving you over 4,000 feet of vertical bliss. Kicking Horse is positioned with 4 alpine bowls that span over 2,800 skiable acres, meaning some big days with some serious vertical.
We're serviced by one main gondola, the Golden Eagle Express. It's a 8-passenger high-speed gondola that takes you up to 7,700 feet from the base here.
The Golden Eagle Express gives you just enough time to recharge for the next lap. There's also 2 fixed grip quad chairs, 1 double chair, and a beginner service lift. With all these modes to access the goods, you better believe you're in for an incredible day. There's a wide variety of terrain for all abilities, like the super smooth corduroy for those who like to lay down a deep trench. Moguls to get the legs pumping, and glade skiing for a more intimate experience.
So groomers this morning up off of Stairway to Heaven were great. I mean, perfectly manicured, soft, nice. Just you can let it go all you want. If you're going to ski groomers, some of the best I've ever skied.
We have a very high percentage of advanced and expert terrain here at Kicking Horse. It's about 60% expert and advanced terrain. On the lower part of the mountain, the intermediate and beginner runs are quite long, wide.
The terrain here is amazing. There's something for everyone. It's the most inbound steeps I've ever had access to.
Did I mention there's more than 83 inbound chutes at the Horse? Which is probably where you'll find Kicking Horse local Steve Fisk.
What's so special about Kicking Horse to me is we've got terrain that's just unsurpassed. I haven't found it yet at any other mountain. We don't have crowds. Anything you could desire, we've got here.
The views of the valley below are breathtaking, and this is where you'll find, only 9 miles away, the mountain town of Golden.
Golden's a great place, you know, for people that want to have more of the authentic mountain town experience, small town vibe. You know, we got lots of hotels down in Golden, and then on top of that, you've got a great selection of restaurants down there as well. Down at the base, we have a little bit of everything. So as you can see, we've got ski and ski out accommodation with just steps away from the gondola and the chair. 3 hotels. We have a general store, ski school, rental retail, day lodge, which has our cafeteria style dining, the White Tooth Grill, as well as a couple coffee shops. But really what Kicking Horse is known for is Eagle's Eye Restaurant, which is up at the top of the mountain. It's the highest restaurant in Canada at 7,700 feet. That's where you get the views of the 5 national parks up there, and it's not your typical dining experience on a mountain. We've got fantastic food. The chef goes out and each season changes the menu to make it unique to the experience for people up there. And
So lunch today for an appetizer, we had wild boar poutine, and it was something you know get in a magazine. I mean, it was literally that good. It was spectacular.
It's a place to enjoy an afternoon on the mountain.
I tell you, I have a new favorite ski area. Kicking Horse is awesome. It's in the Canadian Rockies where they get some of the lightest champagne snow, and consistently year after year. It's a place that I'm going to be coming back to soon.
Now that's what skiers' dreams are made of. Now don't go far, because when we come back, we're going to meet a guy who's making his dreams come true.
Freeride Chronicles brought to you by Swanee Gloves. Freeride Chronicles brought to you by Obermeyer.
To experience life fulfilling a dream is something many of us wish we could do. For Snowboarder Dash Camp, he's doing just that.
Yeah, you know, for a typical 15-year-old in high school, I had a very blessed way to come up, I would say. I was lucky enough to be able to ride every single day under my mom's permission for homeschooling. Yeah, my mom, she didn't have a lot of things when she was growing up, from what I have got out of her stories, and she really wanted to give us the best life possible. Either if that was, you know, chasing that childhood dream of being a soccer player or a baseball player. You know, for us it was always snowboarding. There was no other fork in the road. It's what we wanted to do, and that's all we wanted to do from a young age. And she made sure that we would be able to snowboard every single day without having to worry about anything going on, and just giving us the best life possible from an early age, being able to live on a mountain. Mark Stiegel was my first coach, and it wasn't even to like a point where he was a coach. He was more of an inspiration at that time, and he was really the one that got me into everything. He was the one that really taught me all the fundamentals. He moved back down to Tahoe, and then I started coaching with my coach I had for the last 7 years, Nate Wagner. He was actually a live-in coach with us, and he took us to do everything that he could make sure to give us so that we didn't fall into a straight path where we couldn't keep focusing on snowboarding. Everyone really wanted us to stay on top of what we were doing. The first day it really felt like reality was after I got my first finish, and I got an invite 2 days after that said I would be able to go down to Junior World Nationals in New Zealand. And then at that point it kind of settled in my head like, wow, there's a lot more to this sport than just snowboarding. Yeah, the transition from competing to just free riding in general it's difficult to convey to your sponsors. That's for sure. They want you to out there competing, getting that result, putting their name out there. But free riding is something that's always been around in skiing and snowboarding, and that's something that'll never die. You know, you get the benefit of going out onto a blank canvas every day and drawing your own picture. Coming from a competitive snowboarder that knows where you have to stay within the lines in the competing realm, being able to free ride and really let your creative control take you ways. I think the greatest part about being able to ride POW and the feeling you get from it is the next line you get to choose. No one's telling you where you need to go. It's just you out there riding in this fluffy, white gift of the gods. It's really what it does for me.
Freeride Chronicles brought to you by Swanee Gloves.
Run away with me.
What'll you be able to do in a Jeep Renegade?
Lost souls in revelry.
Pretty much anything you want.
And I say, hey, hey, live it like we're renegade.
The most capable small SUV ever. With available select terrain traction control that can be adjusted to take on mud, sand, or snow. The all-new Jeep Renegade. Take off and take on anything.
Freeride Chronicles brought to you by Obermeyer.
As you can see, the town of Golden is surrounded by incredible scenery, and it has a true mountain culture. Now, if you're looking for that over-the-top, deep powder experience, just a short distance away sits one of the world's legendary cat skiing operations. Let's go make some turns at Chatter Creek Cat Skiing.
It's just like a giant playground for adults. I mean, it's something else.
The runs here are all spectacular, but the pillow lines I think are my favorite. It's just kind of like riding that Bronco.
Whether it's wide open glacier skiing, steeps, or the infamous Chatter Creek pillow lines, one thing is for sure, you're gonna have a mind-blowing experience at Chatter Creek.
Chatter Creek is a place you dream about coming to as a skier. I've always wanted to come here, so to experience the pillow lines and see the vast terrain and the scenic beauty was just mind-boggling. It was awesome. I caught myself looking out the window of the cat yesterday, just in awe. Every window that you look out, it takes your breath away. It's so beautiful in every direction.
Chatter Creek is embedded deep in the Canadian Rockies.
The terrain is so varied, but just looking around this place, it's a total playground. You know, everywhere you look is just so many features, so many places that you want to go ride.
Brad and John have been lifelong friends, and it's been years since they skied together.
Bradley, we go way back. Brad was on the ski team with us for years. I coached him when he was younger, so it's great to make a connection up in the mountains.
I probably haven't skied with Whit in 25 years.
So Brad shows up here. You know, he lives in Maui, gets off the surfboard, gets right on a snowboard, and just slays it.
It just feels really natural to get on a snowboard again, and it's like all the things that you would just dream about doing surfing. Now I kind of have little like surf fantasies while I'm coming down and snowboarding.
No need to have any fantasies here at Chatter Creek. With its dramatic Canadian Rockies landscape or the legendary skiing at Chatter Creek, everything about this place seems like a dream, starting with the iconic 20,000 square foot hand-built log lodge.
One of the best parts of coming to Chatter Creek is, you know, coming around the corner and seeing that huge log lodge. It's a sight to behold.
The lodge hosts comfortable bedrooms and a large dining area where you're served up mouth-watering dishes by the Chatter Creek mountain chefs.
Got a little Friends Pinot Noir off the Naramata bench, just outside of Penticton. Great match for what we're having for dinner this evening. Some nice grilled shrimp on the barbie, fire grilled chicken breast, a little truffle oil on there as well. Fantastic. So.
There's an après bar for unwinding. Whether it's sitting around telling stories from your day's adventure, playing games, or just chilling, the Chatter Creek Bar is usually the place you'll find everyone. Chatter Creek is that kind of place where you walk away feeling like you accomplished something. Whether it's skiing a chute for the first time, or pushing it and taking on the pillows.
Having John Witt on the trip is a true honor. He's a world champion mogul skier, so to watch him ski the pillow lines is like watching a world champion ski a mogul line.
I'd say the highlight of my run was skiing the pillow line for the first time, coming over blind, and just felt great. It was, kind of like a World Cup mogul course back in the day.
The fun part about pillow lines is it's kind of like you don't know what to expect. You just got to kind of let it go and see what happens. And every once in a while, you got to throw the brakes on.
With over 58,000 skiable acres and a road network spanning over 80 kilometers, accessing the goods in the custom-made Chatter Creek Snowcats is easy.
The terrain at Chatter Creek is incredible. I mean, huge alpine, great trees, big open spaces. It's what you think about when you come up here to go cat or heli ski.
Then there's the Black Pearl.
The Black Pearl, evidently the Black Pearl hasn't been skied in 2 years, and we got it on our trip, so that was definitely a highlight.
So you get going on the steep pitch and your heart's racing and you just kind of get in a rhythm, and next thing you know you're in the buttery powder, and it's really what you dream of.
Just seems like every time you come back they top themselves. I mean, the conditions were great, the food was great, the staff is awesome, and the guides are some of the best around. So it makes for a truly great experience.
Freeride Chronicles brought to you by Rosignol. Freeride Chronicles brought to you by Obermeyer.
Now that was a fun adventure, experiencing what Golden, BC has to offer. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Freeride Chronicles. To keep up with our adventures, follow us on Facebook and make sure you check out each one of these operations online. Until next time, I'm Bob Lagasa, and I'll see you on the hill.
The thing I like most about Deer Valley is just seeing everybody all over the resort and being able to interact with everybody and human resources. My favorite run is definitely going to be daily chute number